You're about to watch one of my most intense matches so far. It's a great match with many ups and downs, and as a cherry on top, I do this with live commentary with people in the live chat. So sit back, relax, grab a coffee and enjoy the match. Yes, I will be at the European Open, by the way, real quick. And yeah, I love drinking coffee, so yeah. Sounds good, Abi. But let's dive into the match. This is a losers round 4 match, so I've played a couple of matches already. If I remember it right, this was right after my TV table appearance at this EuroTour. So pressure wasn't, of course, that high because it was not at the TV table, but still, whoever loses this match is out of the tournament. So it's a huge match, it's an important match. And a very good start for my opponent, actually. I didn't know him, but it turned out that he's a pretty solid player. Of course, he will also has his up and downs. So, a very interesting match to come. Right away, we see the free ball luckily saves me a bit in this rack, because I'm not too sure if it goes. It probably would have gone the way he played it, but he missed that 2 ball. So I think what he did here is he just took his eye off the 2 ball, and because of that he missed the shot. And of course, at the beginning of a match, I'm certain there are some nerves involved. You need to calm yourself first a bit down. But the good news for him is he didn't leave an open shot with the miss, and all I can do here is a safety. What I'm trying to do is probably bring the cue ball behind. That 3-4 just hit a bit too hard. I mean, it's a bit risky. Because I left that 2 ball in the open, but I knew at least he's going to have a very long shot on the 2 ball. I think the 7 ball is blocking the path, so I would expect a safety. I mean, what you could do here is bring the cue ball behind that 7 ball, 2 ball into the short rail, and end up on the upper left long rail, and the cue ball maybe behind that 7 ball. But it's really been a while since I've played this match, so even for me, it's maybe a bit of a surprise, some of the shots, because obviously I don't remember the whole match. But let's have a look what he's doing. Also very good safety. He even got the safety behind that 5 ball. Really good shot. You can see me tapping on the table. And, well, that's a difficult kick shot. I mean, the 7 ball is a bit of a blocker. I think you can see me elevating. I definitely have to curve that 1. So I think this is my first shot on the table and already got this bit of a tester. I mean, my goal is here to not hit a specific side of the 2 ball, because of course I don't really know yet how the table plays, how the rails are playing. I just want to have a full contact, play it with the right speed, and then maybe something good can happen. This is always the thing when you're kicking a ball, at least decide what kind of speed you want to use. And yeah, let's have a look how this turns out. Definitely taking my time. Of course, at this point, I'm also still a bit nervous, a bit shaky, and have to elevate here, play the curve shot. And made a pretty good contact, I have to say. Very full. And yeah, left it in the open, but getting once again, especially with the cue ball so close to the rail, it's really difficult to get a position on that free ball. I mean, you could elevate and try to somehow draw the cue ball back, but this makes the shot like, I would say 10 times harder. So very difficult one here. I'm not too sure if I even would take that shot on in this situation, because it's just so difficult. But you can see he elevated, he just played that shot in with the elevated cue, but he didn't really reward himself. I mean, at least he's still in control, he can make something happen, he can play a safety from here, maybe just graze that free ball fin on the left side from, always talking from our perspective, and then bring the cue ball once again up with the 6 ball as a blocker, with the 7, maybe even the 9. This is what I would do here. Yeah, this match will definitely include some good play. Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do. Just probably try to hit it a bit thinner because the free ball kind of leaks out. I don't think I have an open shot, but I then can definitely see a part of the free ball. By the way, if you have any questions that are not related to this match, then just write it into the chat, and during the recs I will, if I get the chance, answer your questions, as many of your questions as I can. But I mean, during the recs, let's just focus on the match, because it's difficult to have an eye on the chat and commenting on the match. So yeah, once again, I'm taking my time, no shot clock involved here. But I think what I have to do, if I can't... Can I make it? I'm not too sure if I can make it. Let's have a look. Oh, I could make it. Try to hit it hard, go up and down with the cue ball. I mean, almost scratched. Cue ball still came down table, but this definitely is not makeable now. And I probably see an edge of that 4-ball. I mean, I can jump it, but getting position on that 5-ball is not guaranteed. Yeah, I have to say I enjoy doing those lives with you as well. It's always great to connect with you, just have a chat with you, just have a good time. And yeah, just watch some pool, do some commentary, do some lessons, answer your questions and all that stuff. Here I had to play the kick shot, so I couldn't really see that 4-ball. I mean, I made a good contact. Of course, my goal was not to push that 4-ball in the open, but I think once again the 7-ball saved me here a bit on that shot. And this is why, once again, he's playing the same kind of safety. This time, he did once again get the full snooker, but this shot was just a tad too hard. This was risky. If the 4-ball is frozen to the short rail, I have no chance to make that shot. But here, I mean, a jump shot is available, and I think a jump shot is probably the best option here, because the kick shot is kind of difficult, and I probably just have to jump an edge of that 6-ball, which always makes jumping the ball a whole lot easier. And if I'm making the ball, the cue ball has, as I mentioned, a very good chance to go up table for the 5. It's not a real chance, I would say, because I have to play the jump, but it's a tiny bit of a chance. And if you want to compete at a high level, this is a jump you can pull off. And look at the cue ball. Perfect shape on the 5-ball. So this was basically the first real chance I had, and I made the jump shot. Have now a great position to get that first rack. And for me, it's always the most important thing whenever I'm playing a match. I want to get that first rack so bad, because it can completely set the tone for the match. Even though it's just the very first rack, it's a race to 9, but you can gain confidence, or you can lose confidence. For example, if I mess this one up, I probably lose a bit of confidence. So it's very, very important that you always set your goal to do everything you can to get that first rack on the board. Good question. How I decide between a kick and a jump when both options are available? Well, I always have to evaluate, first of all, my percentages on the kick shot. How high are my percentages to actually make that kick shot? Some kick shots are a bit easier, some kick shots are a bit more difficult. And also the reward. So if I'm having an option to make that shot with a jump shot, then probably going for the jump shot. If I have a chance to make this shot with a kick shot, then maybe I'm going for the kick shot. It always depends on the situation. It's really hard to tell you. You have to do this in that situation and the other thing in that situation. So it's very difficult. So long story short, I'm always weighing up my percentages. So great start into the match. Played some good kicks, some good safeties, and finally a good jump shot with a great position to finally get that first rack on the board. I have to say I really like those dynamic tables. I think it's a dynamic 3. It plays a bit easier than a diamond or a Russ on table. Pockets are a bit more generous. I don't 100% know about the pocket size, but I think this was... Yeah, it wasn't 4. It was a bit bigger than 4. I think 4.25 probably. Can't really tell or remember. So, back to the match. Dry break, but... Yeah, a bit tricky to get from the 1 ball to the 2 ball, I have to say. Is he trying to draw past the 2 ball? And now he fully snookered himself. So this was a great chance, but very unfortunate to even get that safety behind that 4 ball. So what he's trying to do is to kick 1 rail. I mean, that's legit. I would kick... Well, you could try to fin that 2 ball. Oh, that was a great shot. Almost got the safety behind that 7 ball. Of course, kick shots are always kind of a hit and hope in some cases. So always try to hit a certain part of the object ball with a certain speed and then just hope for the best, because as you all know, you can't kick so accurate unless you ever race. So good chance, but this is a really good chance for me now. The only trouble I see in this rack is getting from that 3 ball to that 4 ball, because now I have to play a draw shot, bring the cue ball all the way up table. At the same time, I want to end up with a bit of an angle. You can see this is why I'm always stepping behind the next shot I have to play to see what is the best possible angle, the ball in hand angle. And then I'm picking my point on that perfect line and just try to bring the cue ball to there. Because then if you're just a bit off, I still have an angle to work with. Well, cue ball ends close to the rail with a bit too little angle. So this, once again, is not 100% natural, because the cue ball has a tendency to now just go towards the 8 ball. With a bit more angle, the cue ball comes more naturally down table. So a bit of a tester, especially with the rail. Probably have to use some right spin to avoid that 8 ball and come nicely towards that 5 ball. So a bit more difficult than it looks, this one. But the tables are fast, so this means I don't have to power that shot. The cue ball still comes down very, very nice. And now I should have done the hard part in this rack. But I mean, pool is never easy. 1 careless shot and you're out of position. Probably just a tiny bit of a drawback here. Oh no, I had to actually stun it into the rail. So I had a bit too much angle. And this is also a very, very interesting thing. When I'm 100% in stroke, then I would have just soft drawed that shot. But this is a very delicate shot, needs perfect timing. You can easily miss that shot, and this is why in that situation I decided to just stun into the rail, just let my stroke out. Timing doesn't need to be 100% perfect. Here, yeah, kind of in between. You could follow that one with a touch of right spin, but once again, it's easily missable. This is why I once again decided to just let my stroke out, even though I clearly crossed the line here, the position line on the 7. Could have avoided that with high right, but once again, if I'm not feeling 100% in stroke yet, then I just make sure to play the shots with my feel-good stroke so that I have the chance to, the best possible chances to actually make that shot. Just traveled a bit too far, and this means I probably have to play the 8 ball into the same corner pocket. You just want to be careful here that you don't use too much spin, because you don't want to end up straight, and you don't want to hit that hard that the corner pocket comes into the equation. And just because of that, I just underhit the shot a tiny bit, but as a left-handed player, this is still very doable. And here, what you could also do is, is just slow roll it in, hold the ball, but once again, this is a finesse shot. This is why in that situation, once again, I decided just let your stroke out, don't slow roll the balls. And by doing that, I have, yeah, not the perfect money ball, not the perfect shot, but this is a shot you should definitely practice. You should be able to make that money ball from every single position. at the top of the table. And once again, good second rack. You can see so far, didn't miss a single shot, very good, made 14 balls. Yeah, so basically the perfect match so far. Yeah, I'm definitely looking way more comfortable, way more confident here, because I think the last match I was sharing was actually the TV table appearance, and of course this was a total different story. I was, as I mentioned, if you maybe you have seen the reaction video, because I reacted to the very first rack. I couldn't really feel my arm. My arm was shaking so much at that TV table match. It was insane. So this was maybe good for this match, because I could go way more relaxed into this one. Okay, he has a few on that free ball, but once again it's very difficult, so I would assume he's going to play the safety here. No, he's actually going for the shot, so yeah, he's a pretty confident shot maker, I have to say. And you will see that during the whole match he's going to pull off some great shots. Also got position, maybe once again a bit thin on that 4 ball, but definitely a good chance. Probably low or left, come a couple of wells around. I think he's going to check it here with inside spin. Yes, he did. Cue ball, just stopped in time. So this is a shot I maybe would have played differently. I would have probably used low left. Of course, I don't know the exact angle and go from the short rail to the long rail and then up table, maybe even 4 rails. But he definitely got away with it, and as a right-handed player, he's still in a good position. But he needs a good angle on the 6 ball to go all the way up table to the 7 ball again. So this is always tricky if you have to go up and down all the time in a rack. Makes it way more difficult. This is live. I'm having a microphone. I'm sitting right now in my chair watching him and doing the commentary at the same time. Now, obviously, I'm sitting here in my basement. This match is a couple of months ago. But I mean, what I did, I don't know if you have seen the video with Florian, where we did a 9-ball match, where we were actually mic'd up and where I was doing commentary while I'm playing the match against him. So if you haven't seen that one, everyone seemed to really love that format. Great shot, by the way. Great angle on the 7-ball. So if you haven't watched the video with Florian, with the mic'd up pool match, then it's definitely worth a watch. As I mentioned, everyone really seemed to like that format. Just a tad of left spin, 1 rail down table, speed control, on point, really great shot, and now you have the best possible chance to just play a stop shot and have a very makeable money ball. Alright, 2-1. My break, we're playing alternate break. I have to say, at that point, I still didn't hadn't figured out the break yet. No, it's not Florian Venom Cola, it's a friend of mine. It's just on my channel. You just have to search for mic'd up pool match, and then you're probably going to find it. Or just go to my recent videos on my channel, scroll a bit down. You will instantly see the thumbnail with me on the table and Florian standing behind me and watching one of my shots. So great match, even though it's not Venom. It's still I really loved editing the video and doing the video. But let's get back to the match. So it's 2-1. He doesn't have an open shot, but he has a good chance to play a safety. Just bring the 6-9 in between, but he failed to accomplish that, and this is so important. Would he have gotten that full safety behind that 6-9? It's a really good safety and puts me in a very tricky spot. But now I can return the favor here and I can gain control over this rack. What would you do here, by the way? Well, I'm not certain yet, but what I would do in that case, I probably just trying to thin that 2 ball, and then once again 2 rails, bring the cue ball behind that 6-9. Oh, I did it the other way. So I'm actually surprised by my own shot. But I mean, it was a good safety, but the kick shot is just so easy that I would have probably favored the other way to have a bit more of a safety that requires a more difficult kick shot. And I can't remember that he missed that shot because it was a huge ball to kick at it. But I mean, sometimes even those safeties are enough. But yeah, a bit surprised here. Tricky rack. The free ball just passes into the left side pocket and into the upper right corner pocket. I mean, I would prefer with ball in hand to play it probably into the upper right corner pocket, but you have to imagine how much you have to work the cue ball to get that free ball into the side pocket compared to getting it into the corner pocket. And this is why I've decided to shoot it into the side pocket. It was very dependent that I have the right angle, and I think I just have a tad too much angle, so I would have liked to be a bit straighter where I can just follow. So this, yeah, you can see I'm a bit annoyed with that ball in hand position, but I mean, I needed to be on the perfect line, but it's still doable. Just focus, rolling that ball in, and I probably still have a shot on that 4 ball into the corner pocket. Yeah, was doable. Now, probably have to draw back to the left side of the side pocket, then come out of the rail with a good angle on that 5 ball. Yeah, just like that. And this is the worst possible angle you can have on that shot. You can see still once again shaking my head because the problem here obviously is I can't just draw the cue ball back because the cue ball probably goes right towards that 6 ball, and to stun into the long rail and then back to the center is a bit tricky because yeah, I just have too little angle. So big decision here, big shot. If I run this rack, I can make it 3-1. If I make a mistake here, it's all of a sudden 2-2. So very big rack already, even though it's an early stage of this rack. And I decided to power it in, force it out. I mean, I couldn't do any more. Now I have a bit of a thinner cut on that 6 ball. But wasn't worth the risk to bring the cue ball all the way down table. Could have snookered myself behind that 9 ball. Could have completely missed the shot. Could have ended up straight with the 6 ball. So this is basically a percentage play. Here I have to say, to be honest, I didn't like that shot selection. Because it would have been easily possible to bring the cue ball all the way to the short rail and then back to the 7 ball with a bit less angle on the 7 ball, because now I'm faced with a horrible position on the 7. I probably have to use some inside spin. I need to avoid that 9 ball. I don't want to use too much inside spin to even scratch into the lower left corner pocket, and rolling that ball in with a whole lot of inside spin in an actual match in a pressure situation is much more difficult than doing this one on the practice table. So let's see if I can pull it off. Made it, and as I mentioned, corner pocket was awfully dangerous here on that shot. Luckily I played it soft enough, but next problem already. I'm a bit too straight on that 8 ball. I mean, I could hit it with 100 miles per hour, try to bring the cue ball a bit off the rail, but yeah, pockets are not that generous if you're playing really hard, so probably just forced to roll it in and take that 9 ball into the side pocket. And all of this just because I had that wrong angle on that 5 ball where I could just go to center table where I played a bit of a wrong shot in my opinion, and because of that I had to play so many difficult shots already in this rack. And of course this lowers my percentages of making the shots. If you're having to play difficult shots all the time, of course eventually you're going to miss a shot. But I made it through that rack, very important rack as I mentioned. Still didn't miss a single shot in this match. Made already 23 shots, so once again playing pretty solid, I have to say, at this point, even though I didn't really feel it. But I mean, probably because I played the right shots, because I didn't force that 8-ball now to bring the cue ball out of the rail, because I just played what the layout gave me, and because of that I maintained that lead, and now it's 3-1. One ball into the side, and did the 5-ball got into the way? I mean, even without the 5-ball, this would have been a very long and tricky shot. And I think he might even has an edge of the 2 balls, so at least he can make something happen. Maybe he can play a safety shot. Somehow, maybe bank that 2-ball 2 rails towards the short rail. So, past the 8-ball, but I'm not too sure if he can actually see that one, so I'm really curious to see what's happening now. He could even make that shot. And that's insane, was really close. But I mean, it was a difficult shot, but if you have the chance to make that shot, and if you're a good shot maker, and he definitely is a great shot maker, I mean, it's legit to take that shot on, definitely. But once again, he left me an open shot. Here I probably have to use a right spin, because I can only see the right part of that cue ball. But the good news is, trying to pass that, that gap between the 7 and the rail, and then I have a shot on the free ball for a very long time. Yeah, you can see that right spin, maybe a bit far away from that 4 ball. I don't know if I can just draw back for the side pocket, but I mean, from that distance drawing back is a bit tricky. Maybe the angle even points into the long rail. So problem is, if the 6 ball isn't there, you can just shoot that 4 ball into the lower right corner pocket and draw the cue ball up table. But that 6 ball makes things so much more difficult. And I think I probably have to power that in, stun into the rail and back out, and hope to get a shot on the 4 ball into the side pocket. Yeah, I had to stun it in, played it really hard. Got pretty much out of the cue ball, not ideal. Now it's a bit tricky. A lot of traffic to avoid to bring the cue ball all the way up table again. I mean, if I play that with high right, can I avoid that 9 ball? Can I avoid that 7 ball? Yeah, that's a tricky shot. I think if I remember it right, what I'm trying to do is to play it with a bit of low, bit of inside spin. Stun the cue ball above the 7 ball, yeah, as you see me checking right now, and then bring the cue ball with that inside spin 3 or 4 rails up to that 5 ball again. And the reason I'm doing this is because, as I mentioned, with the high right, I have so much traffic, and I'm definitely not going to miss the shot, because it was so close to the pocket. But unfortunately, I bumped into that 7 ball, maybe played it a bit too hard. Should have probably played that with a bit more quality, a bit of a softer stroke, and then let the spin grab on the free rails and bring it up table. And all of a sudden, had a very good chance to go 4-1 in front. And now all of a sudden, I'm having a difficult shot, difficult safety even. Depends a bit on how much I can actually see of that 5 ball. I mean, if I'm seeing it full enough, I can maybe play it straight into the short rail and bring the 5 ball all the way back to the other short rail, leaving the cue ball up table. That's one option. Yeah, but it's definitely a tricky situation, and this is why I'm taking my time. By the way, let me know in the chat where you're from. Really interested to hear where you guys are all watching from. And I probably tried to bring that 9-8 in between. But did I leave an open shot? I think it definitely is open. Yeah, he could have made that one, missed it. I mean, it was a bit difficult, but he got away with it. Now the 8-9 is definitely in between. And the big question is, do I have a rail first on this one? That's what I'm checking right now. If not, I probably have to kick. Yeah, it's probably open. This is, by the way, a really interesting shot if I'm trying to make that rail first with some right spin and I've hit it too full. The cue ball will go up table and the 5 ball has a very good chance to go back to the short rail. I even made it. Didn't really remember that one. Could have hit it just a bit harder. Because now I'm faced with a long shot on the 6 ball. And the problem is I can't just roll it in because this will probably leave me with a bit too much angle on the 8 ball. But I mean, in hindsight, I should probably just roll that ball in and take the bit more difficult 8 ball and split the difficulties, because elevating on that long shot, trying to stun the cue ball into the rail is just a difficult, and that's why I missed the shot. So didn't deserve to make that one, but I mean, it was a long shot. You can miss shots and you will definitely miss shots in matches. This is what I'm, by the way, always telling my students when we're at tournaments, or my friends when we're at tournaments. What I'm telling them all the time is, you are going to miss shots in this tournament, and you're also going to miss easy shots, and you're going to make mistakes. But what is important, or what's the most important thing, is how you're going to deal with your mistakes. Because we're not professional players, we're not practicing 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it will happen that we're missing shots, but we gotta deal with those misses and mistakes the right way during the match. Because, I mean, every one of you knows that. You're sitting in your chair, you just missed a shot, maybe a big shot. Oh, he was going for the bank here. Really, really close. So maybe you missed a shot in the match already and you're constantly thinking about that miss. If I would not have missed the shot, it's maybe 4-4, now it's 3-5. Should it not have played it, should have made it that way. And all of this, thinking about the past and your mistakes will actually influence the future or the present in a bad way. So very important, learn to deal with misses the right way. And the reason I'm saying that is because a video will come out soon where I'm talking exactly about that topic. Good shot on the 8 ball. Drew the cue ball back, played it once again with my feel-good stroke. And yeah, you can play it into the corner, you can play it into the side. This is personal preference. I'm going for the corner pocket here. So, I got away with my missed shot because the bank was really close that he played. And all of a sudden it's 4-1 with my own break. But as I mentioned, I didn't really figure out the break at that moment. I think it was in the very last match that I finally figured out how to break. I mean, the problem was that this is a kitchen rule match, so this means the 3-point rule is in play. And this means you have to fulfill 3 points. This means you either make 3 balls on the break, or you bring 3 balls into the kitchen. and you add up the balls you made and the balls that ended up in the kitchen. And if you have 3 points, then you can continue. Of course, you also need to make a ball. Here, by the way, he played that jump really, really quick. Really to my surprise. I mean, it was a makeable jump. Even a position on the 2 ball was doable. But I have to say this maybe was a mental mistake. He maybe was a bit annoyed because he made that mistake on the 8 ball. Maybe he tried to make something happen. But now he opened up the problem for me. And he gives me ball in hand once again. So maybe not the best decision. Maybe, of course, you can play it, but at least take your time, evaluate all the options, the push options, and then you can still play the jump shot. The stream is on now because, yeah, I know most of you are not from Germany, and I'm usually up pretty late, so I decided to not do it in the afternoon here in Germany, but do it a bit later so that many of you can actually watch it live. Kind of a key position in this rack where I'm crossing the line. Need a good angle on that 4 ball, and just because of that I underhit the shot. And now it's getting tricky. I mean, this ball is still cuttable. It's still bankable. Safety is a bit tricky from that situation because the 7 ball is a bit of a blocker for the cue ball. And even if you're cutting that ball in, I have to check it. I have to use some right spin. And then the 8 ball might comes into play. So you can see you're totally in line. Everything's fine. You're feeling good. And then one careless shot, just underhit it like half a diamond. And all of a sudden you're in a really, really tricky situation. Alright, what am I doing here? I think I'm going to check that, use a whole lot of right spin, which of course makes the shot more difficult, easily missable. Pulled it off, but played it, yeah, either too soft or either too hard. Probably too soft, because holding that cue ball in front of that 5 ball is really difficult. And now I'm in a very, very awkward situation because that 5 ball is blocking the path. And once again, don't underestimate the score. I know it's 4-1 for me, but if I mess this now up, it's 4-2. Then he is breaking, and all of a sudden, if he breaks and runs, it's 3-4. So big wreck once again. Jump shot it is. Made the jump shot and even maintained position. So a very, very good recovery shot. And I was so relieved to see the outcome of that shot because I knew it's an important rack. And I knew I just have to pull it off. And I had a pretty good chance to actually get position. But this could not have ended any better. Now some people would consider to go 2 rails, play the 7 ball into the side pocket, but you can also hit it a bit softer, take that 7 ball into the upper left corner pocket, and then you have a very easy position from that 7 ball to the 8 ball into the side pocket. I mean, if the 8 ball isn't there, where I don't risk snookering myself behind that 8, I probably go for the 7 in the side. But here I decided to go, as you can see, not happy with that shot. Decided to go to the corner, and now all of a sudden, once again, got back into position and now got out of line. And now I probably have to bump into that 8 ball. So a bit careless here. But I mean, I still, don't get me wrong, I have an open shot. I have a good chance to create something, but I need a controlled bump into that 8 ball. Yeah, haven't made up my mind yet, but I took my time because I knew it was a really huge shot. And bumped almost perfect into that 8 ball. Maybe a bit too much angle, but I take that every day. And now just a 2-rail path, long rail. Cue ball should end where my hand is resting right now, where the 9-ball text on my sleeve is. Good speed control, cue ball off the rail. This is so important. I remember a time when I was a beginner. It was crazy whenever the cue ball was in the rail. It was guaranteed 100%. I couldn't make the ball. I always missed when the cue ball was on the rail. And interestingly, what I did, what I changed to overcome that, I have no idea. Just by playing, working on my fundamentals, at one point I was able to finally make those shots off the rail. But as I mentioned, it was crazy, really crazy. Every single shot off the rail, guaranteed to miss. So by the way, do you want to see me, or don't you want to see me? I mean, probably not, because you're focusing on the reg. So let's get back to this break. Once again, made that 1 ball into the side pocket, made a 2nd ball, and yeah, he has a few on the 2 ball, but to make that one with that score is awfully tricky. So no way he's taking it on. I don't really remember what he did, but I can't imagine that he's taking it on. Probably 2 ball, kind of into the position where the 5 ball is. Cue ball maybe behind that 4-9. But it's a bit risky to tie that 2-5 up, so even if he gets ball in hand, it doesn't reward himself. So let's have a look what he's doing. Yeah, you want to see me? Okay, then let's turn it on after the shot. And he actually took that on. I can't believe it. I mean, on the one hand, you have to say it's 1-5 from his perspective. He maybe has to make something happen. I played a couple of good bang shots in this match already. I played a couple of good kick shots. So yeah, maybe you can take that on. And you even, if you're taking shots on, for example, a shot like this, you still have the option to get a safety. So yeah, maybe it was the right decision. Of course, it always depends on how you're feeling at that moment. I used to teach on this channel that there is always a right, always a wrong shot. But sometimes, if you're a competitive player, you don't feel this one shot. You feel the other shot that maybe isn't the textbook shot, maybe isn't the higher percentage shot. So it's legit. By the way, thank you so much for the donation. Huge thank you. Really glad that I could help you. With my videos. Always great to hear from everyone in the comment section, or when I'm at tournaments and people come up and just want to say thank you. So yeah, happy to help, and huge thank you for the donation. Yeah, I know, prize money in Chinese 8-ball is insane. And by the way, I just pulled off another jump shot. So this is what I was talking about a minute ago. Was jumping so far really good in this match. I mean, position could be better, but I won't complain at this point. I gained control over the rack once again by pulling that jump shot off. And I mean, I even have a chance to make that 3 ball into the side pocket, or maybe even play a safety. I think if I'm going for the side pocket, cue ball is probably going to bump into that 7 ball. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But I mean, a bump would be okay. Maybe a double bump. And then on the other hand, I have a long shot from the 4 to the 5. So it's tricky little situation. But once again, big rack. So far I'm playing, I have to say, pretty strong in this match. So I don't want to, of course, do anything silly in that situation. But I must feel pretty confident with my shot making at this place, or with my stroke, because I'm going for that shot. Even got the double bump. The only problem is 7 ball is blocking the path for the 5 ball into the corner pocket. So I could either go for the combination or try to bring the cue ball all the way up to the basically where it is right now, or maybe even play the 5 ball into the side pocket. If I get a good position on that 5 ball, you can see from the 5 to the 7 to the 8 to the 9, basically almost just stop shots. So this, you have to identify the key shots, the rack winning shots when you're playing in racks, and then put 100% of effort and make 100% sure that you are convinced of your decision. This is the most important thing. Subscribe because you're handsome, state because you're really good at pool and very helpful. Thank you so much, Ryan, and also thank you for your donation. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's a good comment. Okay, let's get into the match. And you can see I'm still taking my time. It's a difficult long shot, and as I just mentioned, I know at this point this once again is a key shot. If I'm making it 6-1 in a race to 9, that's really huge. So let's see what happens here. And I mean, you could say it's unlucky, but the cue ball was not supposed to go anywhere towards that 8 ball. I tried, of course, to pass the 8 ball and go all the way up table. And now I'm giving him a golden opportunity. But I think I played the right shot. I still made it. It was a difficult one. And yeah, maybe got a bit lucky. Unlucky. Maybe played it not ideal. But this is legit. Once again, it's coming all down to how you deal with your mistakes. So I'm going to respond in the comments in a minute. Just going to analyze the last couple of balls in his rack. And this now is a must make. Yeah, he can go just... Maybe he can go 2 rails, 2 long rails, or hit low left and come into the line of that 9 ball. A bit more tricky to execute. Because of that, he went for the other shot, and I wouldn't have played it that low. Because you can basically hit 1 diamond further up table, then have a much easier shot on the 9 ball, and all of a sudden, a bit of a careless shot, and this is a 9 ball I don't want to have in that situation. It's 5-1. I'm breaking next. And I remember this one. I don't know if you heard it. He's apologizing. He actually miscued on this one and still made that 9 ball. So, I mean, what can you say as an opponent? You just can have a good time, have a laugh about it, and just continue playing the game. So, big shot, really big shot. And he must be so relieved, or must have been so relieved to still made that 9 ball. Alright, did I make a ball on the break? Yes. I did make a ball, and the 6 ball and the 5 ball were in the kitchen, so I fulfilled the English is sometimes so difficult. I fulfilled the 3-point rule, the kitchen rule. No, I don't play bar box 8 ball. We don't have any bar boxes here in Germany. When I'm in Vegas or in the States, I sometimes play bar box 8 ball. Really like those bar box table. It's a whole lot of fun, but yeah, we just have 9-foot tables here in Germany. Alright, a bit of a more tricky opening shot. Have to probably come twice across the table. No, try to hold that ball. And probably because of that, I missed that 1 ball. So a huge miss. And I gotta be careful. I mean, it's 5-2, my break, but still, as I mentioned before, I made a mistake. If he clears the table now, then it's his break. Another break and run. He already had a break and run in this match. And all of a sudden it's 4-5. So you have to take every single shot seriously. Don't make any mistakes. And this maybe could have been a mistake that gets him into the match. Who knows? But yeah, a bit tricky here. Tricky cut into the side pocket. From that angle, side pockets always play a bit smaller. The good news is, if you just roll that in, you have a guaranteed position on that 3 ball. From the 3 ball to the 4 is very natural, but then you just need the right angle from the 4 to the 5. And as I mentioned, from that angle, side pockets are tricky. So he missed that shot. I mean, you can miss that shot. And he left me, yeah, kind of the same cutting angle. And I probably once again have to go twice across the table here. This tournament is already over. This tournament was like 3 months ago. I just have all the matches from the tournament that I'm going to share with you on this channel as a live stream like we're doing right now, and as a video. The TV table appearance is on my channel. If you haven't watched the TV table match, definitely head to my channel, watch after this live stream, and more matches are going to come soon. As I mentioned, I'm going to upload a recent video from a gambling event I was participating in, and while I'm talking you through this, once again, I missed another shot. It wasn't the trickiest shot in the world, but I mean, I now missed 2 shots in a row, so I gotta be careful that I don't fall into a, what's it called, into a slump? I don't know, maybe that's the wrong word. And I have left, yeah, 7 ball is in the way, but I think the rail first offers is a very good solution and definitely possible. And with that rail first, he has a chance, if he avoids that 4 ball, to have a position. No, he can't play the rail first, so I really got lucky on this one. And he even hit that 4 ball. I mean, this was, to be honest, a bit careless, I have to say. Hitting that 4 ball is never supposed to happen on a shot. So yeah, just another careless mistake. Maybe, of course, it's a tough match. Both of us know if you lose that match, we were out of the tournament. The score isn't going his way. I've played pretty solid so far. It's his second chance already in this rack. So of course, yeah, it's getting tricky. It's definitely difficult to play under those conditions. Okay, I'm choosing this route, where I'm crossing the line a bit. Could have also went the other way and go 2 rails. And maybe a bit too much angle to hold on the left side of the 4 ball. Maybe doable with a perfectly timed stroke. Yeah. But on the other hand, you have to imagine if you're playing the 4 ball into the lower right corner pocket, if I'm playing low left on the shot, then I definitely have to get the right angle on the 4 ball that brings me towards that 5 ball. So I really have to play a high quality stroke to actually pull that one off. And this is why I actually, if I remember it right, I'm doing something different here. So let's have a look. Yeah, Joshua Filler here at this base doing the same format as I was doing with Max Lechner. Would be awesome, would be great. I know him personally. Maybe I'm going to ask them. Maybe Joshua and Pia are going to come. By the way, I have recorded like 5 more videos with Max that are still going to come on this channel. I have so many great content in the pipeline. It's insane. I'm going to upload so many cool videos in the future. Can't wait to show them to all of you. Yeah, but of course takes a while. So I tried to get a shot on that combination, and I don't really understand because combination are probably my worst part. I'm so bad at combinations. Can't tell you, and I'm probably going to miss that one by a mile as well. So the 3rd mistake in this rack already. Got away with it, but yeah, I should have probably go for the run out here because, as I mentioned, I'm so bad at combinations. I mean, I know all the theory, the different techniques and ways to aim your combination shots, but still, it's a complete mess, and you saw that with the 9 ball. Okay, what's he doing here? Well, probably use that 5 ball as a blocker. Either, yeah, probably just graze it thin, bring the cue ball up table. And yeah, that's a good safety. If I can't see an edge of that 4 ball, if I can see an edge, I have a very, very good chance to return the favor. Looks like I can actually see that 4 ball. So what I'm doing here is probably graze it thin. And in the best case, the 4 ball kind of goes to the short rail. Cue ball up table, maybe even behind that 6 ball. Probably used a bit of check side to avoid that 7 and the side pocket. Get a lucky bump into the 6 ball, but this is basically not 100% what I was going for, but I mean close enough, and I got the full safety. So you can see, if I would not have seen the tiny edge of that 4 ball, it would have been really tricky, but by just leaving the tiny edge, all of a sudden I'm the favor in this rack once again. So very, very messy rack so far. We both made like 2 mistakes each when it comes to shot making. But as I mentioned, it's such a huge rack. Probably one of the biggest racks in this match so far. Because 6-2 is a very comfortable lead. And 3-5 is still a close match. So still he played a very, very good kick shot. I think he was actually going for that, finning the 4 ball, bringing the cue ball into the area where he has that 9 ball, where he has that 6 ball. So great shot that he played here. And am I going for the jump shot here? Yeah, I can see me doing that, just because the trick shot is a bit, the kick shot is a bit tricky. But I mean, I gotta be accurate. The good news is, if I pull that jump shot off, you can see the cue ball will go to the 5 ball, but the cue ball definitely needs to land on point. So very tricky shot. But I mean, I played like 2 jump shots in this match already, made both of them. So of course, it's reasonable to go for the jump shot here as well. But I'm definitely not the favor here to make that. I mean, I can make a contact, good things can happen. Yeah, completely mishit it. And as I mentioned, the good things can happen. And I got very lucky. I have to admit, this was very lucky. But you have to bring yourself into the position to get lucky. If I would not have made contact with that 4 ball, I couldn't get lucky. If I would have played that kick shot and missed that 4 ball, I can't get lucky. So yes, sometimes things are lucky, but you have to bring yourself into a position to get lucky. And kind of got rewarded. Tricky little shot, not in terms of making it. Gotta avoid that corner pocket. Gotta get a position on it, 5 ball. So this rack is still going on. Still a very huge rack. Can't really remember what I did here. I mean, if I'm playing it with my confidence stroke, I would probably go low right. And just hope for the best. Focus on avoiding that corner pocket, avoiding that 6 ball. Played it low right and avoided the side pocket. Got a shot on that 5 ball. So now I'm in a really, really good position to actually get this important rack. Because as I mentioned, it's so important. The most important rack so far in this match, because it makes the difference in racks so huge. But I'm not out of the woods yet. It's tricky to get position on the 6 ball. 7 ball is a bit in the way. 9 ball is a bit in the way. I mean, I could play it into the upper left corner pocket by the 6 ball. But this makes making the shot so much more difficult. So this is a really huge shot coming up. You can see I'm always taking my time when I identify those big shots, and it's a difficult shot. And then once I've made up my mind, I don't rush the shot. This is also a very common mistake. It's a tricky situation. You're making up your mind. You have an idea and then you completely rush the shot. So still take your time. So let's have a look what happens. Looks like low left here. Low left it is. Power draw. 3 rails. And a great position on that 6 ball. This was a really, really good recovery shot. And now I have the perfect chance. Just go 2 rails, 7 ball, straight-ish 7 ball into the side. And I finally have that so important rack. So that was a really, really huge shot. And this was a really huge shot as well. I can't believe it hurts. It really hurts so bad when I'm watching this video. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. And it hurts so bad that I missed that shot. Because this shot potentially can turn the whole match. Or could have bring me in a match-winning position, in a very good position. And this is so often the case. You're making an incredible shot. You're having a medium or easy shot. And all of a sudden you're missing the shot. And I give my opponent the perfect chance to get that wreck. So yeah, it still hurts. Even though it was 3 months ago, this match. Yeah, can't believe I missed that one. But I mean, it is how it is. As I mentioned in the beginning or a couple of minutes ago, it's important how you deal with misses. So it's going to be interesting to find out how I've dealt in that match with that really, really big miss. He played, by the way, a good shot. Great position into the side pocket. Well, cue ball traveled really, really far. So now, obviously, I'm sitting in my chair. I'm still hoping, I'm seeing that position and hope to maybe even get back to the table. But as I mentioned, he's a good shot maker, so I would expect him to make that shot, even though it's a tricky cut into the side. Thin cut, he pulled it off, 3-5, his break. Now, the match is completely even once again. Big shot, really big shot. You can see putting success went down to 90%, safety success still good. Made 7 errors already. Yeah, I mean in this rack I made like 4 or 5 errors. So yeah, it was a huge rack, very messy rack, but this sometimes happens in matches. In long matches you're going to have a slump. And yeah, in some matches you're going to have those tricky little racks. As I mentioned, now it comes all down to how I'm dealing with this mistake. What tournament is this where you win 300,000 US dollars for pool tournament? So tell me where it is and I'm booking the next flight. That is insane. I missed the break, but it looks like he didn't make a shot. I have a thin cut on that 1 ball with a tricky position on a 2 ball. I mean, you always have to look what is natural here. And obviously the most natural thing would be to just bump into the 2 ball, hope for the best, to be able to shoot the 2 ball past that 8 ball and didn't hit it ideal. If it comes out just a tad further, I have a shot, but now I don't think I have a shot. Do I have a cut into the side pockets? I don't think so. And even if I have, getting position, it's really tricky. Scratches into play. So yeah, once again, tricky little situation here. My tournament shirts, this one is just a regular shirt, but I have a sponsor, Pool Fashion. You can, by the way, if you're interested, there is an official Sharivari jersey that you can get. For that, head over to my website or just hit me up via email, contact@sharivari.net. Okay, what did I try to do here? I probably tried, I didn't try that, this is for sure. This was very lucky. I think I tried to bring the 2 ball all the way to the short rail and leave the cue ball down table. So it seems like I've kind of lost my confidence because I'm not playing good shots at the moment. But I got away with it, really happy at this point. And this is definitely a rack I have to get now, because I don't want to let him get too close, especially after that big rack we just had. So he's forced to kick, 1 rail kick, yeah, with a medium speed probably. And how about the speed? Looks like perfect speed, got me fully covered behind that 8 ball. But once again, if you want to get lucky, you have to make a good contact with the object ball, which you did here. Okay, I'm trying to kick 1 rail. I mean, the kick shot 1 rail is definitely easier. But I think my chances to get a safety by that 1 rail kick are very low. I even risk scratching into the upper right corner pocket, so I wouldn't play that 1 rail. Yeah, and this is why I'm looking at the 2 rail kick. Because my chance, even though it's a bit more tricky to hit that, or a bit more difficult to hit that 2 ball, my chances are actually much higher to have a good outcome, to basically get lucky. And this is exactly what I'm doing. And push the 2 ball down table and got a very good outcome. So basically an educated guess, with a good speed of course. So this is something you have to consider. Of course, it depends 100% on your skill level. If you're not sure to actually make contact with the 2 ball by 2 rails, and if you're not feeling confident with doing that, then maybe go for the 1 rail kick shot and at least avoid the foul. In the meantime, played a great kick shot as well. This definitely was the plan here. Got the 8 ball once again in between. So very, very good. Very intense safety battle now. And I think all I have is this time a one-rail kick. But the good thing here is on this one-rail kick, I can actually bring the 2-ball down table towards the 6-ball, maybe even to the short rail. Maybe even can leave the cue ball behind that 8-ball. This is why I'm going for that one. And didn't play a good kick and gives... Now he has a golden chance, a really good chance to make it 4-5. Very open table. I mean, maybe from the 4 to the 5 can be tricky, but even with the wrong angle, if you don't have the angle where you can play the 4 and the 5 into the same pocket, even with the wrong angle, you can actually just go for the 5-ball into the side pocket. And a nice angle to just go one rail, play it low left, come nicely towards the 4-ball. No, my channel name, I got that when I was 13 years old. It just sounded nice. So this name is not related to anything or anyone. And here, this is exactly what I've meant. The other angle would have been good, but now he can just follow a bit. Play the 5-ball into the side pocket. If he gets straight, he's fine. He's playing the stop shot. If he gets the angle on the 5 or is running into the 7, he's fine. All he doesn't want to have is the angle where he's going away from the 6-ball. And I think this looks fine to me. So yeah, huge wreck, very intense safety battle. I can't really say that I did too much wrong. I just played one poor kick shot. But the higher the level is, of course, the more important kick shots, safety game, defensive game, all of that becomes. Because at a certain level, everyone can run out open tables or... Wow, that was a really, really risky shot, by the way. But what I was trying to say, at one point, you reach a level where you're just going to run open tables and where you have to run open tables. And this is where the safety game, defensive game, mental game, kick shots, banking and all that stuff comes into play. And this is what decides who is going to win the match then. Of course, everyone is still going to miss shots and all that stuff. As I mentioned, this is just going to happen. But just what I'm trying to communicate is the higher the level it gets, the more important those strategic things become in pool. Okay, a bit too much angle on that 8-ball. Can he hold? Or does he have to go twice across the table? Ah, clever shot. He decided to bring the cue ball with a bit low of left, a bit more up table. Takes the longer shot, but has the guaranteed position. And now, huge money ball. Very, very important money ball. He definitely has to make that one. And he made it. Very good shot, very good rack, good response. So, did you notice something? He's slowly feeling better. Doesn't make that many mistakes anymore. And I'm slowly starting to make mistakes. And all of this, if you remember it, if you hear till then, because of that missed 7-ball where I could have made it 6-2. And I didn't really recover from that since then. But now my break, golden opportunity, I have to run this rack. It's just a must run because otherwise it's 5-5 of his break. So very, very huge rack. I know it looks simple, but pressure is high. And it's not the easiest of layouts because as you can see, first of all, from the 3 to the 4, I have to cross the line of the 4. So this is easily underhit or easily overhit. But played it with a good speed, maybe just a bit too soft. Now I have the problem that I have to cue over that 9-ball and that I somehow have to bring the cue ball all the way up table back again. So a huge shot coming up. And if I make a mistake in this rack, then it's really, really difficult mentally to recover from that. Because as I mentioned, maybe, I can't remember, but maybe I still had in mind if I would have made that 7-ball, it would have been 6-2. Now if I make another mistake, this is still in my mind. Even if you're not thinking about it, you still subconsciously have it in you. You know it as a pool player. So huge shot coming up. Awkward queuing. Have to draw it back. Not too sure if I'm drawing it all the way back or just a tiny bit. Yeah, avoided the 8 ball. There was no reason to bring the cue ball all the way up table because then I don't have any angle. So this is totally fine. This is also a very important thing. I want to have enough angle to bring the cue ball naturally down table towards the 6 ball. Maybe a bit too little, too much angle to just hold one rail. Oh, was possible. And now I'm finally in a good position. And now it's all about doing the job. Don't make any silly mistakes. Maybe what I'm trying to do here is... Do I want to get straightish on the 7? No. Would have needed to slow roll that. And as you know, you don't want to slow roll shots. Here... I think I would nowadays probably play that with left spin, 2 long rails to play that 8 ball into the corner pocket, because that way you can see I'm completely crossing the line, and because of that I'm having a bit more difficult shot. So yeah, sometimes in matches you play the wrong shots, and while I'm sitting here now relaxed with you in my chair, I can easily tell that this was the wrong shot obviously, but in a match it's always a total different story. So bit of a tester here, to be honest. I think the 2-rail high right path is not open. Probably the corner pocket, the scratch comes into play, so I have to play that low right. And yeah, I just love those kind of shots. This has to be one of my favorite shots. I also played it like 2 times on the TV table. I played it like 2 times in this match, and yeah, one of my favorite shots. Played it perfect and luckily got an easy 9, and such an important break and run in this match to finally get those 2 game gap between us, because you can see his putting success has risen. He's now to 84%. Mine has gone up a little bit, and yeah, close match, a lot closer than it could have been or should have been if I had made like 2-3 mistakes less. Makes a huge difference. Even one single mistake. One mistake actually makes 2 games difference, because you either get a point or your opponent get a point. So that makes 2 games difference. This is something you have to consider all the time. Of course, not during a match. There it's just you and the table. Okay, he made a pretty good break here. Bit tricky to get a position on that 2 ball, and once again really important rec for him, because imagine he makes a mistake, then it's 4-7, then it's my break, then it's 4-8, and I'm suddenly on the hill. So basically I could tell it every single rec in this match is so important now. Don't really know if you can play that with left spin and bring the cue ball towards the 2 ball, because the table is a bit slidey. And yeah, he lost the cue ball just because of that. So it's always difficult to play those kind of shots on a slick table that's still sliding. If you're playing that shot on an old table, you probably get a better position. But now he's not doing anything too risky. Tried to play the safe, but I think he did leave an open shot, I have to say. Or at least a few on the 2 ball. Don't really want to take that on. But it looks like I actually have to kick at that ball. So the camera angle probably tricks. Yeah, I have to play a kick shot. It's not the most difficult of kick shots. Good things can happen, can even make that shot. And did I get away with it? Yes. Once again, got lucky, but made a good contact, played with a good speed. What would you do here? Kick 1 rail towards the short rail in between the 4 and the 9. I mean, you have a good chance to make the 2 ball. You even have a chance to have a shot on the 3 ball. But for that, you need to hit it soft, and if you're not making it, you're probably going to leave something. Almost scratched, and now I'm left with a tester that doesn't really offer any value in terms of position because the free ball doesn't pass into the left corner pocket. Maybe I can follow all the way for the free ball into the side pocket, but it looks like the cue ball is a bit off angle, probably drifts a bit too right, too far to that side. And I mean, making that shot is also difficult. Cue ball is so close to drop into to scratch into the corner pocket. So tricky little shot. Just one miss less, yes. This is a very good phrase. Yeah, I hope all of you are enjoying this format. It's a lot of fun, even though I'm sitting here all by myself and just reading through comments. I feel you are watching, I feel you are there, and it's always nice to have an instant feedback from you. So yeah, once again, use the comment section, use the live chat, ask me questions, tell me what you want to tell me. I'm always having an eye on the chat. Okay, pulled that one off. I didn't risk anything. You can see the cue ball was traveling to the right towards the 8 ball. And now what I'm doing here is, I mean, I have a cut on that free ball, but I remember what I'm about to do is I'm trying to play the kiss shot. So make the cue ball, bump into the 9 ball. From the 9 ball, the free ball should go into the corner pocket. And then the 9 might even goes into the other corner pocket, might bumps into that 4 ball, goes from that 4 ball into the corner pocket. So good things can happen. And making it the direct cut is really, really difficult in terms of position. So let's see if I can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, the idea was there, the execution was bad. And I remember that shot. I didn't have a good feeling and I still pulled the trigger on that one. I probably had in mind that this is not going to turn out too good. But for some reason, I still pulled the trigger even with no shot clock. So yeah, that was probably a mental mistake. I don't know why. But this, of course, was really, really stupid because now I gave him the golden chance to make it 5-6. Bit of a long shot on the 4 ball, I have to say. So maybe a bit nervy, but the good news is getting position up table for the 5 ball is very natural. Maybe go 2 rails. Just like this, maybe go 3 rails, maybe even 4 rails, depends on how hard you want to hit. But you will always have a shot on that, what is it, the 5 ball. The only bad thing here is you have to commit to something and especially visualize a certain point you want to end. Because if you're not doing this, you're going to end straight, just like you did here. So yeah, I'm still sitting in my chair, hoping for the best here. And that was close. That was really close, and all of a sudden he is faced with such a difficult shot just because this one missed position. So it was a bit of a careless shot to end that straight. But I mean, he still has a chance. Missed it. And it doesn't leave an open shot, but a combination. The problem is, I told you like 3-4 racks ago, combination are my weakest part of my game. And even though this one is pretty straightforward, it's still very, very tricky for me. I don't know why, I don't know what's the problem, but I definitely have to work on my combinations. Because, yeah, this is a shot you just have to pull off, especially in that situation. So, let's see if I'm finally pulling that off. No, I missed it by a mile. Golden chance, you can see from my body language, I'm so annoyed at this point. I'm once again having a good chance to make it 7-4, letting him back into the match. Luckily, I mean, I just left a bank shot or maybe a safety shot. Let's see what he's doing here. I would assume he's going for the bank shot. Place the bank shot in. Doesn't try anything too crazy with the 9 ball. Position on a 9 ball. That was actually a very clever shot. He increased his chances to make that bank shot, and it increased his chances to have a position on a 9 ball, because he could have tried to hit it a whole lot harder, bring the cue ball a couple of rails around. No, he left himself this long shot, makes that 9 ball, makes it 5-6. So huge wreck is going to come again, because for the whole match I was in front, and now it's 6-5. If I lose this rack, it's 6-6. So said it before, huge wreck that is going to come. By the way, it's really exhausting to talk all the time. So I hope it's okay that I sometimes stop talking for a tiny bit, have a drink, and yeah, just let you enjoy the match in silence. Because, yeah, talking all the time is really, really exhausting. Okay, made a ball on the break, even 2 balls on the break, but didn't fulfill the kitchen rule. That's so frustrating. I mean, I made a good break, had a shot, had the chance to make a break and run, but the kitchen rule is preventing me from keep being at the table. And I don't really like that rule. I mean, I understand they implemented that rule to avoid soft breaks, because Corey Deuel, best example, he mastered the soft break, and at one point they introduced that rule that you have to hit hard to make something happen, and to track the hardness of your hit, or to ensure that players are hitting hard and not doing the soft break. They implemented this kitchen rule, this 3-point rule, that balls are flying all over the table. But I mean, I made 2 balls on the break, I hit it hard, I had a shot on the 1 ball, and I'm not allowed to continue. And this is especially for people who aren't related to pool, are watching, and even pool players are watching and are like, well, why don't you keep shooting? You made 2 balls, you have a shot. So yeah, don't really. I'm not a big fan of this rule. And in the meantime, he has the best chance. Bit off angle here. Used a bit of check side, some inside spin to hold for that 7 ball, and he now has a good chance to make it 6-6. And remember, it's his break, and he's breaking pretty solid so far. So pretty straightforward. If he gets a nice angle on the 8 ball. Yeah, nice angle, just 1 rail out for the 9 ball into the side pocket. So the match in the beginning I played really, really good. Then now I'm, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm playing bad, but I'm just not making enough balls at this moment, or enough points. So 6-6 and his break. I don't really know what's going to happen now, to be honest. As I mentioned, it's been 3 months ago. The first time I'm actually watching this match together with you. Didn't watch it before. And cue ball. It was so close. The cue ball scratch was so close. But I mean, he didn't deserve to scratch. I mean, of course, I'm not too sure if it got kicked towards the corner pocket, but no one deserves a scratch or unlucky scratch on the break. But it's a tricky rack. I think you can take that bank on. If sometimes you want to make something happen, and I mean, you have a good chance to get position, and this is exactly what he was thinking. He took the bank on, yeah, just hit it a bit too hard, and made the bank, and I don't know if he can actually cut that one in. But also the safety is difficult. And he made the second bank already, and now is in a really good position. So he pulled off 2 really good shots. Now he can go in front for the very first time in this match. Let me know, by the way, in the comments, what do you think? What will be the final score of this match? Will he win? Will I win? How close will it be? Nice shot. He used some inside spin to hold for the 4 ball. 4 to the 5 to the 6 is might going to be a bit tricky. Here he's definitely going to just punch a bit out. Play the 5 ball into the upper right corner pocket, I would assume. Just like that. Gives him a nice angle to either draw directly down table to the 6. Or if you want to use the long rail, you can do that as well. Nice shot, nice stroke. If he runs that one, it's a real confidence booster, and he becomes the favor. He becomes actually the favor in this match, because I'm not feeling too well at this point. Sitting in my chair, he's got some table time. I have to watch. I know I had a golden opportunity to be in front by a couple of games. Missed those opportunities. Have to watch this rack where he's closing probably out with 2 bank shots. The rack before I had a good break. Didn't fulfill the kitchen rule. Did you see what happened there? I remember that one. You can see he's annoyed. He played such a great rack and then he made that mistake. Almost even scratched into the pocket, and now he's faced with this 9-ball. And this 9-ball, gotta tell you, this is so big. Currently 6-6, race to 9. Either he goes in front 7-6, or if he misses and I have a shot, I go in front 7-6. So really huge shot coming up. And I told you, he's a good shot maker. He pulled off some great shots already, and for the very first time, he's in front. And you can see we're even with shot making success. We've both missed 7 balls, so very, very even match so far. But the only problem is he's in front 7-6. This match, by the way, was in Austria. You can see it in the lower left, just about above the scoreboard. It's the EuroTour. They have like 6-7 tour stops, and Kazum is broadcasting the whole thing. And yeah, I got the footage, luckily, from Kazum to share it on my channel. Alright, gotta make something happen. And it's just not going my way. I made a ball on a break. Interesting fact about the kitchen rule. He's not allowed to push if I have an illegal break, but he can actually give it back to me and I'm allowed to push. So you can see it's very confusing. This is why as well I don't like that kitchen rule. So me at the table, trying to push. A bit tricky to push out actually. You can see I'm pointing towards that short rail, where I don't leave an open shot, where I just leave a safety. And this was kind of bad, I have to say. This was one of the worst shots so far in this whole match. Apart from that missed 7 ball. Because look at that, I left in an open shot. But this is exactly what nerves, what the mental game can do to you. If you're not feeling well, all of a sudden you're pulling off shots like this. In the beginning I was playing like a pro, was making every single shot, every single jump shot, and then I'm leaving something like this. But got so lucky that he missed that shot, and now I definitely have to make something happen. If he gets this rack, it's 8-6, and I'm in a really, really tough spot, especially because of the alternate break. Really, really huge this rack as well. As every single rack for the last 6-7 racks is really huge. Bit tricky here. Gotta use some outside spin. Slow roll it in. That was a good shot. I mean, I have a bit of the wrong angle. What you doing here? Can I hold? Can I stun follow for the free ball into the side pocket or into the corner pocket? That's a tricky little shot. Let's see what I'm doing here. Using high on the cue ball, okay. Into the rail, so I didn't have that much of an angle. Probably going to play it into the upper right corner pocket. Just want to draw back a bit. Not too much, because I want to be able to easily get towards the 6 ball. And I want to get close to the 6 ball, because from the 6 ball, I have to get all the way down table to the 7 ball. So it's very important. In the best case, I'm getting right next to the side pocket, because as a left-handed player, I can just easily draw that 6 ball down table. And this is the worst possible spot, because I'm having a bit too much angle to just draw it down table. I'm a bit further away, and I'm having a bit too little angle to go to the other side. But it seems like I'm having a plan, because I'm playing that shot really quick. And you can see, because of that, you can easily miss those shots. So yeah, I'm not feeling it at this point. You can see how easily matches can turn, and how important all those little things and shots were. that happened previously in this match. But got really lucky on this one. I don't think I left an open shot. Maybe the rail first with an option to go down table. So let's see what he's doing. Almost made that one. That was huge. That was so close. Would have gotten the perfect position. But yeah, tricky shot for me. Huge shot. I mean, I'm so lucky to be able to get back to the table and to make something happen. But this is a tricky shot. What I could do is hit the long rail in between the upper left corner pocket and the 8-ball. Or what I can also do is play a power draw shot. Play it with low left and use 2 long rails. Let's see what I'm doing. Power draw it is, bringing the cue ball all the way back to the 7-ball, and this was a huge shot, and this was kind of a confidence booster, hopefully for me at this point, because it wasn't the easiest kind of shots in terms of shot making and getting the position. Here, nice angle on the 8-ball. Would have loved to have a bit more angle where once again can stun above the side pocket, come nicely into the line of the 9-ball. Now I'm forced to draw the cue ball directly down table. Yeah, didn't draw it enough, but this, as I mentioned, this is a shot you have to practice and you have to be able to make, especially in that situation. Big shot. Have to make that to make it 7 each. And I made it. So, it's a race to 2. We're playing a race to 9 in total. Very important. And it's... Is it my break? No, it looks like it's his break. So, in the best case, of course, he's hoping for a break and run. I'm hoping to get a chance at the table. So, it's getting intense. Very intense match. Did he made a ball, a 7-ball? Bit of a lucky ball, not one of the balls you're trying to make on a 9-ball break, but I mean great break, fulfilled the kitchen rule, has a few on that 1-ball, has a chance to go down table towards the 2-ball. The only concern he has, and the thing that I'm hoping for, is that he gets some trouble from the 3 to the 4. Here, if you just use a touch of left spin, high, try to bring the cue ball to the center of the table, then you're having a nice angle on the 2-ball. A bit of a traffic with that 8-ball, if you're going the 2 rail path from the 2 to the 3. Maybe even the 6-ball is a bit of traffic. So it's not the easiest rack, luckily. But I mean, he pulled off an amazing rack a couple of racks before. Oh, that's interesting. He's going to that side of the 2-ball. I mean, it makes sense because, as I just stated, the 8-ball and the 6-ball would have been a bit of a blocker if he goes for the other corner pocket. But I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. He has to probably either go 1 rail with a touch of inside spin or 2 rails with some outside spin. He's close to the rail. Speed control needs to be pretty much on point here. Doesn't want to overhit it. Doesn't want to underhit it. 1 rail it is, and yeah, I would say that was executed to perfection, I have to say. He has enough angle to bring the cue ball comfortably 2 rails back to the 4. And what I would do here is I would actually try to go 2 rails and stay on the short side of the 4-ball. So basically where the 3-ball is right now. He didn't do that, bumped into the 5-ball, but didn't get punished for that. It was a bit risky. This is why I would not have gone for that route, because of the 5-ball, because of the side pocket, but he got away with it, bumped into the 4-ball, and now the hard part is done. Now it's all about staying in line, focusing on not making any silly mistakes. Yeah, here maybe, just maybe a bit too little angle, so he has to punch the cue ball a bit more to bring it out of the rail and back to the 6-ball. And you want to have a good angle on the 6-ball. And as you can see, this is exactly what I've meant. Just a bit careless, and now all of a sudden it becomes way more tricky than it should have been. Especially in that situation. I gotta remember you. It's a race to 9. It's 7-7. He got back from a deficit. And whoever loses this match is out of the tournament, and it's a huge tournament. Big shot, really big shot. And he missed that, and I think he missed that. You can see he's very annoyed. He probably missed that because of the nerves, because maybe, just maybe, everything that I just told you was going on in his mind. Maybe he didn't really feel the shot yet. Maybe it was just difficult. Sometimes you're just missing shots. But this is a really good opportunity, and I have to take that one. If I'm not taking that chance, then I'm probably not going to win this match. So, a bit difficult. Have to draw the cue ball all the way back. Cue ball lands on the rail, but I mean, if I just roll that in, hopefully with no spin on the cue ball, with just a follow shot, I should go to the right side of the 9 ball. Because if I have to play that with spin, it's getting so tricky. And I was able to pass the 9 ball, and once again I have one of those money balls that you should definitely practice. By the way, if you want to learn about the money ball, head over to my channel, or just search for Sharivari money ball drill, or how never miss the money ball, and those videos have a couple of videos for those shots. Also in my training course, the Golden 21, that you can get in my shop. Do I have that here? I'm gonna show you in a second. So huge rack, by the way, very huge rack. And now, of course, it's my break. I'm hoping for a break and run. So this is the link to my shop with some training packages. Can only recommend if you're getting one. They are really good. Those are the things I did to become the player I am today. By the way, really interesting graphic here. You can see in the beginning, I was pretty strong. Then he won the couple of racks. And now it's all coming down to a maximum of 2 racks in this match. So hoping to make a ball on the break and to have a few on a 1 ball and to fulfill the kitchen rule would be heartbreaking. I remember at my Derby City Classic, the very first match, it was 8-8. I was playing against a really strong player, made a ball on the break, didn't make the kitchen rule, and lost the game. That was really brutal. So yeah, I'm in a very, very good spot. Can I actually break and run for the match? A bit tricky. From the 1 to the 2, a bit speed sensitive. I don't want to end up straight on the 2 ball. This is really important. If I'm ending up straight on the 2, I'm having a really hard time to get a position on the 3. But I also don't want to end up with this angle, because this is a bit too much, and this shot all of a sudden becomes missable. And I have to go twice across the table probably, because you just can't hold that ball to play the 3 ball into the upper left corner pocket. So yeah, was a really, really important shot. And also you can see the problem with the 6-8. It's tricky. I don't know if the 6 ball passes. Yeah, you can see I'm taking my time. I know every single shot that I'm playing could be my last shot in this match, because if I'm making a mistake, he runs the table, it's his break, he can break and run. And he did like 2 or 3 break and runs in this match, so pressure was really huge. You can see this is why I'm focusing so much. I don't want to make any silly mistake. I just want to take my time, focus on my fundamentals, and try to somehow grind through this rack. You can see twice across, even hit that rail a 3rd time, and once again, tricky shot on that 3 ball. Bit less angle would be ideal, and now I probably have to do the same thing once again to use the long rails 2 times. Already checking, you can see, very important, checking the 6 ball if I can actually play that from center table. But then you have to look from the 7, I have to get back to the 8, back to the 9. So not out of the woods yet, definitely. While I'm watching this, I just have to say, I love competing, especially with camera on the TV table, and then share this on YouTube. I would love to play so more matches, so much more competitively. Appear on the big stage. This is why next week I will be at a Matchroom event. Would love to be there on the TV table. This would be insane. This would be a dream come true. Play against Shane Van Boning, Jason Shaw, Joshua Filet at the TV table with a crowd, with a shot clock, with a referee. Would be insane. Would be really, really great. But I mean, it's also a, tricky to travel all around the world because YouTube is my main thing, but I'm sharing as much as I can. But let's get back to the match because this is a really important shot coming up right now. I have to bring the cue ball at least, I think, to center table to be able to make that 6 ball. And I'm not 100% sure if I can make that with a plain cue ball or if I actually have to use some right spin to throw the ball in. Cue ball could have traveled a bit further. Really, really tricky shot. I mean, if I'm playing that or if I have to play that with right spin to make it with a spin-induced throw into the pocket, I can't hit that hard. And this means I will be faced with a longer shot on the 7 ball. And by the way, I remember every single shot of this rack because it was really, really intense. You can see the 6 ball. Oh, that was so close. It almost didn't drop. And now I'm once again in kind of a tricky situation here. I mean, I could play this one low right with a confident stroke. Go to the both long rails. I mean, I could play that one with inside spin. But the 9 ball comes into play. It's missable with that inside spin. The rails, as I mentioned, or the table is slick, so the spin doesn't grab that good, that well on the rails. So really tricky shot. And of course I want to give myself an easy shot on the 8 ball because I don't want to have a high pressure shot on the 8 ball. So this is why, yeah, why I'm taking my time here. Really, really intense. Yeah. So huge thank you, by the way, in the live chat. I could do this for so much longer together with you. I really enjoy doing this as well. And I'm still taking my time. It's insane how much time I took on that shot. But now I finally made a decision. No, not ready yet. Very important. Don't be ashamed to take your time on huge shots. You have all the time you need. If you're not ready, don't play it. Decided to go for the inside. You see, it was close with the 9, but I would not have minded a bump into the 9. Would have brought me in a bit of a better position on the 8 ball. And once again, a long shot. I mean, position is guaranteed on that 9 ball. But I gotta be also a bit careful on that scratch into the corner pocket. So another huge shot coming up. If I can pull that one off, get a position on a 9 ball, the match is mine. If I make a mistake, then he has a very good chance to clear out this rack and win the match. So huge, huge shot coming up. Pull it off. Decided to roll it in, to not go to the long rail end. I have the perfect position on the 9 ball. So I'm so relieved at this point. I was so relieved because this match was a up and down, was playing so strong at the beginning, then completely messed up in the middle part of this match, and then finally in the end eventually won this match. A huge success, huge match, and I was able to continue playing in this tournament because this is always the most important thing for me. I don't want to quit. I love playing pool so much that I want to keep playing in this tournament, and I would have lost, I would have been out, could have just sit there and watched the other tables, and by winning I was able to play yet another match. I think like my 5th or 6th match at this tournament. I really hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun, and I know you are now instantly going to turn off. This is just how it is on YouTube, but I just want to say, if you want to support me, if you want to see me doing more videos with professional players, like I did with Max, I would love to invite Fedor Gorst, Shane Van Boning, Jason Shaw, all the big guys, but I need to fly them in, I need to pay them to be here, I need to pay their hotel and all that stuff. So if you want to make that happen, then head over to my shop, or head over to Patreon, or become a member of this channel, or use PayPal, donate at sharivari.net. It would be so awesome to do more. And the videos, if you haven't seen the one with Max, definitely head over to my channel, watch it right now after this one. It's an interview, but we're playing pool while we're doing the interview, and every one of you really seem to like it. So I would really appreciate a donation, a super thanks on my videos. will make it possible to continue this channel, because I gotta tell you, I'm honest, and I'm seeing people are leaving right now. This channel is, to be honest, not at a good place. You probably have noticed I'm not getting a lot of views on my videos, and I'm making my money. I'm making a living out of doing YouTube videos and getting views, a lot of views on those videos. And it's not, I have to say, it's not even profitable anymore. It's crazy. I don't know what's happening. I have the feeling my content is better than it ever was before. I'm putting so much work into it, but the algorithm just doesn't serve the videos to a lot of people anymore. Even my subscribers. Sometimes I'm meeting people and they were like, "Why aren't you doing any videos anymore?" So it's strange. Yeah, I already have sponsors. They're helping me out a bit. Without those sponsors, without my sponsors, I gotta tell you, and without my patrons, this channel would have been gone like half a year, even a year ago. So only by having those sponsors and the patrons and my video courses where I'm making a bit of money, this channel is still here. And it would be for me the end of the world. I gotta tell you, it would be at the end of the world if this channel would need to stop, and if I were to do something else than doing pool videos and being a pool coach. So yeah, I don't wanna beg for money or something like that, but if you want to support the channel, enough of this, then you know what to do. All right, guys. So I hope you had a good time. As I mentioned, the next video, the next match, money match with my commentary, is going to come on Sunday. And for everyone who's going to be at the European Open, if you see me, don't be shy. Come up, talk to me. Let's have a friendly chat. Talk about pool. Talk about anything you want. And yeah, I want to just say thank you for watching, and I'm going to end this. And I think we're going to do a live stream pretty soon where I'm maybe answering some questions with my camera guy and all that stuff, because it's just a whole lot of fun hanging out with you, seeing your comments, seeing your good feedback. That's really what's keeping me grinding. All the comments I'm reading under my videos are keeping me grinding. The people I'm meeting at tournaments, at events, are making me keep grinding and doing everything I can to keep this channel going, to keep this channel alive, to give you great content. So just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really mean it. All right, guys, enough talk. Thanks for being here. I really don't want to stop, but yeah, it's like close to 3 a.m. in the morning here in Germany. I need to go to bed, and yeah, that's it for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, see you at the next lesson. Take care.